Hello, I'm Brian Davis. I'll take you through another video tutorial today. In this tutorial we'll be looking at changing out a household water filter. Now they're fairly common if anybody is on well water. I don't think they're so common when you have when you're on city water. In order to find it, first thing you want to look for is how the water gets into the house. And so over here we have the water pipe. This expansion tank right down here is a great indicator that we're at the source of the water. This is where the water comes in, it goes into the tank, and that equalizes the pressure throughout. This is the water filter. They're almost always clear. And you can see, if you've seen water filters before, you know this one is particularly dirty. Really they should be changed out in most cases about once every 6 months. I tend to have to do it a little bit more frequently because when I fill up the hot tub we have on the property, it drains the well fairly adequately, and so we get near the bottom and pull up the sediment. So if you find yourself running out of water occasionally, then you probably need to change out your filter a little more frequently. In order to change out the filter, first thing you want to do is to shut off the water, the valve closest to it on the well side. You also want to shut off a valve on the household side. So you're shutting off valves on both sides of the water filter. If you leave the valve on the house side open, the water throughout the house will drain into the filter and into the bucket that we have placed underneath it when we did open everything up. So, shutting this one off. And the old-fashioned kind with the dial, to turn it until it stops. And before we go onto the actual changing of the filter, I want to point out the difference here. There it is. Okay, we found the end. So on the wheel type valves, you just turn until you can't turn any further. On these lever valves, they're a lot more convenient. When the valve is in the direction of the pipe, when the handle is in the direction of the pipe, the valve is open. When the handle is across the pipe, the valve is closed. So, now everything's closed. There's a button on top of the water filter that will release some of the pressure. Now, when you get a water filter, it'll come with its own handle to open and close it. I have since lost that handle, but I have this replacement that works just as well. The handle would fit so that the notches in the handle fit around the grooves of the filter. This one I have to tighten a little bit. And then I turn it with a little bit of effort. But once I break the seal, then I can just turn it by hand. Water's falling into the bucket. Now this container is full of water, so you want to be a little bit careful with it. That's it. And you can compare down here. You can see how dirty this one is. I'm going to I can't clean it because we've turned off the water. But making sure that all the sediment comes out. And then any sediment that's left on the inside will be on the outside of the filter and won't make its way back into the house. They have some gaskets here. A large one. Yeah, this is the only gasket. It doesn't have to be replaced every single time. It is good to replace it once in a while though. Once I get the filter back in place, screw it back in. If you don't go as... You only need to tighten it hand tight, but a firm hand tight, and then it won't be quite as hard to release it. To ensure that it is tight enough, once you turn the water on, you want to make sure you're not getting any leaks, and that'll tell you if it's tight enough. So first I'm going to open it up on the well side, and you'll see the water in here filling up. was a little drip. Make sure that was just leftover water. It looks good. Open up the house side. Now, when you first open up a faucet anywhere in the house, you might get some air that is trapped in here traveling through. It might start to spit a little bit. So the first thing I would do is go around to all the different faucets around the house to make sure that no one else is going to be surprised by spitting water. That's it. That easy. Thank you. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel.